May ni somni pakhat sang ni somni paruk ani Ebola virus wanga thian pung zel he video hin Ebola chungchang kan ron update anga chumi ma ka shel du cheu chu nelit aizo center atuna hianin admission hon mekania helai phone number an ron tar so hianin vakolula Mizo tetan tribal tetan SD tetan Diploma in Computer Science and Engineering, Diploma in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, BCA, MCA, BTech, MTech, Artificial Intelligence, Machine Learning, Internet of Things. Ate hian a free in ST tetan hen course te azir thayani. Oh, kan thredonia advantage lo laru. Nelit aizo center hian admission han mek ani helai phone number an ron tarla na hian lova kolula, lova biula, Mizo tetan athlonin hen course te hi azir thay ani. Le
The World Health Organization has declared the risk of Ebola virus high in Central Africa.
Central Africa chuanin hemi Ebola virus risk hi level high. High level anda tawni. Poi mo khop mai karinain mi thi anpung chaka mani kan ron report khan mi somriat vel thi anga ron report kha kan nia anon riek ma sakber khan amaro zutuna zonin mi za somli donin an thi pui tawni. Rat maina.
However, the UN Health Agency has said that the risk still remains low across the globe. Even
WHO rozonin, kovel pumpuy nga ito rozonin, aris ahizu alan niyam viaw, ti ani rolin helai news kan han kalthag de zon helai hianin, Delhi Airport issues advisory for passengers arriving from Congo, Uganda and Sudan. Tikaw may ni, hediling ngay omzengan ti zuanin, tuna hianin Congo, Uganda le Sudan atang taya passenger local terereng hi Delhi Airport hianin advisory at suwa sakani til anzom le zom lo turte nga tinge Ebola virus suwa naram atang hianin passenger te po hi tinge an lo la except do tila lo nge passenger te kha lo thon le level na chu ati chi ombok si lo wa boi tha khop mai Ebola virus chuana ramatang hian in India lama te po an ron zin ve thini na langa Delhi Airport meu po in hian advisory a chuan chuwang chuanin kan ron report kan ron react zelang chunzomang.
As a latest surge in Ebola-linked cases has been declared an international health emergency. The WHO has added that the virus had likely been spreading for months.
WHO chuanin he virus hi thatam tak chung alo dar to ani tuna kan ron report thei ma hian anti ni Thatam tak chung alo dar to ani chuan hetianga Delhi Airport te pona advisory tianga an chuam ma dei to po hianin thatam tak chung ka alo dara te khanin symptom la nei chi si lo virus pai box si angchi mitam tak kha an lo wa kwal shep to tina ang kha ni ve thawani la omang ran khom mai hetiang thil he.
After declaring the FIC, I immediately convened an emergency committee under the IHR, which
FIC ti khachu Public Health Emergency of International Concern ti khania Global Health Emergency apuang ni hemi Ebola tan hian WHO hian no virus chi ala puanga chu zinga chuan COVID-19 te po khatil ta Ebola virus outbreak kum sang hi somni parokiron tele ta chi mai ne
which met yesterday and agreed that the situation is a public health emergency of international concern but is not a pandemic emergency.
Pandemic emergency chula nilo. Kha haron soi chen vek mai. WHO how to papo hian mo.
WHO assesses the risk of the epidemic as the high at the national and regional levels.
Epidemic ala nere tuna chuan omje chu rampakhat chunga henan nahi adar meka amar chu rampakhat chunga adar dan ero hi chu a serious viewani ti ero chu WHO how to pa hian in ron soi thunga ne.
And low at the global level.
The outbreak of the highly contagious hemorrhagic fever was declared in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo last Friday. Ebola has so far killed more than 15,000 people in Africa, in fact, in the past half century. The 17th Ebola outbreak to hit the DRC is already suspected of having caused 139 deaths from around 600 probable cases.
Case Zarukvel anga ngayani tuna hian Ebola himo. Tamang ring view case Zaruk vel o mga ngayon niya chu case Zaruk baka khan khang mi te kha tu tengen kontek ang khang atang khanin engzange lo dar to ang ti ang ji te po kha chui fe thamani do na ti chuanin khami case Zaruk tuna omega hian tuna hian mi za som thum pakwa an thi to ani he virus awang hian mo
Experts say that the numbers are likely to rise further. In fact, the WHO has highlighted the complexity of detecting and responding to the current outbreak.
WHO 做人水dan 做呢，每天得播人那 pung 别 zel don， 安dia 安 ron 所以呢，係天嚟去做呢，adik ani karing kay mapon mo. WHO lang pang po hiyan ni mitian pun bel zel don, dia heng baka hiyan ni WHO 做呢，Ebola virus hi tuten nge kaya, tuten nge vei ti hi mu chua a har khop mai ti kha. WHO lang pang po khanin an ron soya ni COVID-19 nga khatian naran holzewa in test thei ang te kha chu ni se chu tlem chona zia ve de mai turania am ni lo mel boxia
which has been spreading in hard-to-reach areas of the DRC's conflict-torn Ituri province. Complicating things further, the rare Bundi Bugyo strain behind the outbreak does not show up on tests or the more common strain of Ebola, and with no vaccines or even specific
vaccine omlawa chuanin tuna Ebola virus min aveng evelo ti test an nei na thin test kit an nei na thin ho a khanin du angin result kha thatakin na show lo ani mela ni tuna hian achan chu hemi virus thlen tu a strain na big hi he strain hi a common lo khop maya chuwang chuanin hemi virus strain b katana a test kit an nei ang chi te hi heng te hi ala om ve lo hemi virus strain big atan specific de chonin ala om ve lo wa ama Ebola virus strain dang atana an man thin te kanan manga amaro chu achang chuanin thatakin result pe a chang chuanin thatakin result pe lem lawa ha khatiang vel khanian buai khop mai chonin thil pakhat buai thak de chu tuna hwanin thingtang khorang sanga in kalpo har sa tak taka heng virus hi adar me kani tin khulai adar mek na ku ram buai ni na lang bokani chu wang chonin he virus hi tu ten nge vei ti angchi te contact tracing kan ti angchi te anxiety nge ti te pokha a figure dik taka hi WHO lampang po hianin ronti so hi har san ti khop mai ni
treatment available for Bundi Bugyo. Measures to curb its spread are still limited.
Bugyo strain. Bundi Bugyo strain ti ni he strain hi
has said that it's still examining whether any candidate vaccines or even treatments could potentially be used to rein in the outbreak.
Hemi virus atan hianin tuna hianin vaccine an enchin mekani timela enchin mek tila enge thang o ti kha tuna hianin an soi ho mekani enchin tur pol om lo kami kha vaccine enchin tur lom lo amaro chu eng vaccine nge kan man theyang enge ti chi yang ti kha tuna hianin an zir chiang mekani.
WHO's Emergency Alert and Response Director has stressed that all contacts of Ebola cases should be monitored on a daily basis and should not travel nationally or internationally for 21 days after exposure.
Min Ebola virus kai ne na contact anei chuan ni som hi pakhat chung azin tur ni lo anram anram as huasan tur ni lawa international travel pay chu khami a omna khwa angchi te omna veng angchi te kha chuasan tur ni lo chonin international travel ram danga vazin angchi te pay kha chu ni som hi pakhat chung chu anti tur ni lo anti ni chu wang chuanin Delhi airport lampang te po hin ting hin advisory te po anron chua airport dang te po anron chua ringila be seila.
Washington said that it is screening air passengers from outbreak hit areas.
US lampang te pon an airport hian passenger te anlo screen ve mek ani
And temporarily suspending visa services, although a State Department official said that the DRC football team would be allowed to travel to the US for the World Cup.
US ero chuanin World Cup atan DRC football team te chuzin kan phal sakang antia United States lampang hian no Democratic Republic of Congo he Ebola virus dar mek na football team te chu US azin phal sak ani dona amaro chu tuna big hi chuan hun reilo te chung visa te po anti top lay lock dona ni pangai tan chuan mo humi football player te ti lo tang chuan katiang kha ni WHO ina hetianga public health emergency of international concern a pona wang hian United States lampang te po an film khur khop mai Delhi airport pon de hian in thu chuan siama airport dang te ram dang te pon thu chuan siam zel bei seila hetiang thili COVID-19 ang pandemic ang em kha chu thleng thein arin om lawa amaro chu mi akai to te hi an na serious thei ang reng khop me he thil hi chuanin ati la om ve ang reng khop mai ani.
However, the DR Congo national football team on Wednesday even cancelled a planned pre-World Cup training camp at home after the country was hit by the Ebola outbreak.
US lampangin kami football Democratic Republic of Congo te kha US azin phalsak ma se hemi DRC football team te hianin an mani rama World Cup atana an hanin buat sai natur practice match khang ang chi zong zong te po kha Ebola wang hianin an lo kan sel ve ve kane.
Meanwhile, Bahrain has announced a 30-day ban on visitors from the Democratic Republic.
Bahrain lampang chuanin Congo ram atanga ronjin tu reng hi ni som thum chung an rama lu an phal sak don lo ani heti hin India point ve mai se airport vela lo screen lo hi mo
Of Congo, South Sudan and Uganda.
South Sudan le Uganda Congo South Sudan le Uganda ramatangin ni som thum chung Bahrain ram chuanin enge khang ram atanga ronjin tum tu te kha lo block do an lo dang do ne kha athamai tuna adar mek na ramatang khachuanin eng ni engemodi chung chu zin kha phal lo se zin kha khap mai se kha airport vela screening velo ti ai chuanin him du kho pangke mani tan po ngala khati zong khatun tu mata na kan han ria kan han soi zau thei chuani video la ga in mule theu doni